Dere sworn in as Bayelsa governor. Assembly bans protests in Imo. Valentine tragedy. Wife pours hot oil on hubby for buying phone for girlfriend. Good morning and welcome to the news. I am Jonah Oje. The Ebonyi State House of Assembly has approved the sum of 118 million naira for the conduct of the April 25 local government election. The House approved the fund for the Ebonyi State Independent Electoral Commission after the motion was put into vote by the Speaker, Mr. Francis Wifru. From Abakaleke, here is Ejike Ikele.
The bill, as presented by the leader of the House, Mr. Victor Chukwu, was to enable Ebonyi State Independent Electoral Commission conduct the forthcoming local government election in the state. The bill, after first and second reading, through the motion moved by the leader of the House, Mr. Victor Chukwu, and seconded by the Chief Whip, Mr. Humphrey Iruko, and was put to vote by the Speaker, Mr. Francis Wifuru, before it was passed by the House.
Those in support that the Sun Commission for 2020 say
The House also received a letter from Governor David Umahi on the report of the 7-man panel of inquiry to investigate misunderstanding between the member representing Oroko South constituency, Mr. Pili Ona, and Chairman of Oroko Local Government Council, Mr. Clement Emeka Naya Oda. Based on the recommendation of the committee, the House thanked Governor Umahi for his intervention on the matter, noting that he has displayed great respect for the legislative arm of the government. The Speaker, Mr. Francis Wifuru, commended the lawmaker, Mr. Chinedu Ona, for not taking laws into his hand and urged Oroko Chairman, Mr. Clement Oda, and the stakeholders of the area to adhere to the recommendations of the committee.
Serious commitment in respect of constitutional majority, especially considering where this proceeds and one man said, I so control is a clear constitutional.
most time Governor Assembly representative of Oroko South for not taking law into his hand and for respecting the rule of law and also for respecting the leadership of our estate and that of the House of Assembly. And I tell you that the chairman for Oroko Local Government to do all those things recommended and approved by the State Executive Council and sent to the State House of Assembly for compliance, and I am very sure that we will just.
Meanwhile, the House also gave approval to appoint Fintra Consulting Limited as consultant to Ebonyi State government to assess Natural Resource Development Fund. I am Ejike Ikele, MCLtv News.
Candidates of the People's Democratic Party (PDP) in the November 2019 governorship election, Dere has been sworn in as the governor of Bayelsa State. He was sworn in by the State Chief Judge, Justice Kate, who administered the oath of office in allegiance on Dere in the government house in Igua, the state capital. The state deputy governor-elect, Senator Lawrence Ekujabo, also sworn in to his oath of office and allegiance. Meanwhile, protesters stormed the secretariat of the People's Democratic Party (PDP) in Yemekwa, Bayelsa State, setting part of the building ablaze. It was gathered that the aggrieved residents protesting the Supreme Court judgment through bonfires at the premises of the PDP Secretariat. It was, however, learned that the fire affected the generator and security houses. The protesters further vested their anger on the judiciary complex as they attempted to burn parts of the building. But the quick intervention of the State Fire Service reportedly stopped the raging fire at the PDP Secretariat and the judiciary complex. The protesters, who reportedly occupy major roads, were said to have attacked the Radio Bayelsa complex and vandalized some equipment and touched vehicles parked at the premises. The protesters were said to have taken over the expressway, stopped vehicular movement, and kept travelers stranded. They set bonfires on the major roads as they insisted that Leon must be sworn in as the governor of the state. The Director General, National Broadcasting Commission, Modibo Kawu, has been suspended with immediate effect. This is coming months after the anti-graft agency, ICPC, urged the federal government to suspend Mr. Kawu and 32 other civil servants undergoing corruption trial at the time. A source at the office of the Secretary to the Government of the Federation confirmed that Mr. Kawu was given the letter of suspension on Thursday pending the conclusion of investigation into the allegations against him. And another source at the NBC confirmed that Armstrong Odachaba, the present director, Broadcast Monitoring, was handed a letter to proceed as the acting DG of NBC. Also, sources at the ICPC confirmed that they have been told that Mr. Kawu has been suspended until the conclusion of his trial. He may be reinstated if he is cleared of the allegation. ICPC said it is prosecuting Mr. Kawu for using his position to confer corruption advantage. The commission on May 2 arraigned Mr. Kawu and two others, Depo Onifrade and Lucky Omolua, over alleged 2.5 billion naira fraud. The federal government has approved a new uniform for the Nigerian Correctional Service to reflect its new name. The Controller General, Mr. Jafaru Ahmed, said this at the inauguration of the administrative block of the Correctional Staff School on Thursday in Abuja. He said that the measure is part of the new act signed by President Muhammadu Buhari in July 2019. President Buhari signed the new act of the Nigeria Prison Service, now Correctional Service, into law on July 31, 2019. He said that there are other initiatives to take care of staff education, health, housing, adding that the welfare of the officers and men of the service is paramount. The Controller General said that the service is committed to staff welfare in ensuring officers and men carry out their duties effectively. The Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, has held anti-corruption work in Awka, Anambra State to create awareness on the dangers of corruption in the country. The commission during the work also named Nigerian youths the anti-corruption ambassadors for their zeal to come out and participate in the work. The work, which began at the Aroma Junction, Awka, kicked off at 8 a.m. with members of the National Youth Service Corps in the state, journalists, civil society organizations, and security agencies, including the paramilitary. Mr. Michael Nzekwe, an official of the commission and coordinator of the work, told journalists at the end of the exercise that the essence of the work is to sensitize the people on the need to shun corruption. February 14 every year is a day set aside to celebrate Lovers' Day, popularly referred to as Valentine's Day. Although it is not a public holiday, individuals still make out time to send gifts and spend quality time with their loved ones in different ways. MCL News went to town to monitor how Aba residents celebrated the Valentine's Day. Amanda Carlo reports.
The concept of love has been in existence since the creation of man. It is shown in different ways and expressions based on the relationship shared between different individuals. As the globe celebrates the unique day, MCL News went to town to monitor how residents of Aba marked the day.
To me, I think that you can't talk about love if you forget the first person who ever expressed love. You know, as a preacher, you wouldn't expect me to say something different from saying that God first showed love. Love cannot really be separated from life, okay? But it all depends on the interpretation. It could not just be a moment of getting involved in immorality or all kinds of things, but if you really express love that comes from God, there's nothing wrong about it.
I think Valentine's Day is a day where we have to show each other love, care for each other. It's not necessarily a day to people who just go about, misbehaving, selling their body, in for money. That's not the purpose for it. The main purpose was to show love, to express love, and that love can be in an agape form. It mustn't be, in a wrong way.
Valentine is all about love, sharing and giving. Love is something that you give out and you receive also. So to me, Valentine in Christ is all about love.
Well, Valentine's Day is like every other day. Just that probably in this part of our world, people think it's specially dedicated to 14th February as it were. But love is something you share every day. Some of the respondents expressed their views on love and how its expressions impact on the societal norms and values.
If everybody in the world will love their neighbor as themselves, I think there will be no room for nagging, quarreling, killing, murder. If you love somebody, you will not kill him. If you love somebody, you will not kidnap him. If you love somebody, you will not slander him at the back. If you love somebody, you will not backbite that person. Whatever you come, if you truly love somebody, you put yourself in that person's shoe before you do anything you want to do.
The word of God said that for God so loved the world that he gave. He didn't give it on a particular day. It was from the day of your life, from the day you came into existence in this world, you have to express love.
I think first of all, they need to understand the concept of love, not just the Valentine itself. Especially the youths, we don't have to misuse it or abuse it, thinking it's a day for a love affair in quotes or whatsoever. St. Valentine showed agape love, which is sacrificial, and in Christian religion, agape love is the love of Jesus Christ and his act of goodwill towards his followers. Amanda Carlo, MCL News.
Still to come on the news. Industrialists urged to invest in Southeast region. NAPTIV arrested 130 traffickers, rescues 190 victims in 3 years. Manchester City banned from Champions League, Europa for 2 seasons. Details after the break. Stay tuned.
Our esteemed viewer, thanks for your patronage of our programs and services, for which we say thank you. We remind you that at all times, you have the right to quality broadcasting. It belongs to you as well as the right to lodge complaints on broadcast materials or conduct of any broadcast station. MCLtv is open and receptive to your commendations, complaints and criticisms, as such comments strengthen and make us serve you better. Feel free at all times to address your reactions to National Broadcasting Commission, Enugu Zonal Office, Current Drive, Independent Layout, Enugu. You can email us at mbcenuguzone@yahoo.com or Modern Communications Limited, number 9B Obibo Avenue, Aba. MCLtv, the world in your home.
Mommy, mosquito is biting me.
But I asked you to use Top Rank insecticide.
Top Rank insecticide kills mosquitoes, cockroach, flies, and every other crawling and flying insects faster anywhere around you. NAFDAC approves Top Rank insecticide for its effectiveness. Use Top Rank insecticide and enjoy a peaceful night rest. Available in all shops and supermarkets near you in 600ml can and 300ml can. Top Rank insecticide is marketed nationwide by C Success Multi Services Limited. Telephone 0813-111-2348 or 090-960-22577. Top Rank insecticide. What's worth doing is worth doing well.
Glad you're still there. The National Agency for the Prohibition of Trafficking in Persons, NAPTIP, on Friday said it has apprehended no fewer than 130 human traffickers and rescued 190 victims within 3 years. The zonal commander in charge of Osun, Ondo, and Kwara, Saudu Mustafa, disclosed this in an interview with newsmen on Friday in Osogbo. He said about 106 cases involving trafficking of humans was handled by the command between 2017 and 2019 and rescued 190 victims, including 45 males and 145 females. He said that youths in the country must be conscious of some juicy offers for the traffickers who tend to lure them abroad for trafficking. He, however, called on stakeholders and relevant sister agencies to support the fight against human trafficking in order to reduce the menace. The February edition of the monthly Distinguished Speaker series instituted by the Center for Memories, Enugu, has been held. The speaker of this month's edition is the founder of Tennis and Genesis Tech Hub, Kingsley Eze. Both companies are information, communication, and technology outfits. Chimeze Ozem's report that the talking point of the event held at Enugu Sports Club is Akurolo, Building a Startup Nation. The event forms a special report for the week. The report is read from our studio.
In December 2017, some concerned citizens of Enugu State came together and formed an association known as Center for Memories. The lecture, which takes place on the first Friday of every month, is called in Igbo Nkata Umibe. Chairman of the association, Patrick Okibo, said the Distinguished Speaker series has been serving as a platform where notable Igbos from all walks of life share their experience and profile workable solutions.
The Nkata Umibe series is an opportunity to bring some of our leading thinkers, Igbo, to talk to us about some of the more difficult issues we are dealing with around our development. Our intent is that with constant interrogation of these issues, we can come up with solutions, that will be implemented either as individuals, or as collectives, as communities, or as a government.
In his presentation, the founder of Tennessee and Genesis Tech Hub, Kingsley Eze, spoke on the need for industrialists from the southeast to invest in the region. Eze commenced by tracing the activities of Igbo from pre-colonial period to the Nigeria-Biafra War. According to him, the Igbos were able to rise from the ashes after the Civil War as a result of their God-given talents and the apprenticeship scheme. He identified the 20 pounds policy and the Nigeria Enterprises Promotion Decree of 1972 as measures put in place to emasculate the economy of the Igbos.
Government began to render services and learn trades from financially established ones. The reality of this period further entrenched the Igbo apprenticeship scheme, a venture development scheme that has captured the attention of scholars globally. The people struggled now to better their economic condition rather than becoming their pitiable economic plight. It was these efforts that enabled Igbo people to cope with the difficulties of the post-war era. A majority of companies had at least one person in their apprenticeship program. It didn't take long before the benefits began to show.
He decried the erosion of cherished Igbo values, which he blamed on the quest for material wealth. This, he said, led to the emergence of new lexicons such as Igbozu, Ibutike, and Egombuta. He said Igbo, especially the youth, should have a rethink. In line with the objectives of the Center for Memories, Eze used the occasion to share his success story with the audience. Tennessee, an information communication technology, the brainchild of the speaker, would have been established in Lagos. Though he started from the boys' quarter of his house in Lekki, Lagos, 11 years ago, Eze took a giant leap by relocating to Enugu. For many, it was like swimming against the tide, considering that Lagos is widely regarded as the Silicon Valley of the African continent. He encountered some teething problems, among which is shortage of skilled hands. Eze discovered that with about 40 tertiary institutions, the Southeast has an abundant human resource.
The biggest account in the room is government. They can destroy all you have developed in one meaningless move. transformative projects done well in the Southeast. Recall the project. Geometric projects would have turned around the fortunes of the Southeast, but there are still all kinds of crazy battles around us.
He established Genesis Tech Hub in order to tackle the challenge of scarcity of skilled hands. During his visit to Enugu State, Vice President Yemi Osinbajo described Genesis Tech Hub as the biggest in Africa. Today, Tennessee has branches in Lagos, Abuja, and other countries of the world. Eze concluded by appealing to industrialists to invest in the region without waiting for the necessary infrastructure to be in place. At the end of the presentation, Eze entertained questions from members of the audience. Some of the participants shared their experience with MCL News.
It's not more up to 2 years old, but it's become a resource center for facts about Igbo people, Igbo land, and how we can all collaborate together as a people to see to the faster development of the southeastern region.
It's mind-blowing. I learned a lot of things. I learned that we just need to come together to make our state a beautiful one. You know, we the Igbos from different parts of the world, we just need to collaborate our businesses so as to improve the southeastern states.
The concept which brings about bringing ideas from various entrepreneurs from Igbo extraction to come home and think home in investments.
Some past speakers that have delivered lectures are Professor Philip Effiong Chinyo, President of Ohaneze Ndibo, John Nyawodo, Frank Weke Jr., Chika Odia, among others.
And now sports. Manchester City has been banned from European competitions for the next 2 seasons for serious financial fair play breaches. The English champions, who were also fined €30 million, immediately announced that they were appealing the suspension to the Court of Arbitration for Sports at the earliest opportunity. Manchester City is disappointed but not surprised by yesterday's announcement by the UEFA Adjudicatory Chamber, the club said. Pep Guardiola's City faced Real Madrid in this season's Champions League last 16. European football's governing body said that City failed to cooperate in the investigation. City lost a previous appeal to Court of Arbitration for Sports over UEFA's original decision to refer them to its adjudicatory chamber over the alleged financial fair play violations. And to end the news this morning, a second look at the major stories. The Ebonyi State House of Assembly has approved the sum of 118 million naira for the conduct of April 25 local government election. The candidate of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, in the November 2019 governorship election, Doye Dere, has been sworn in as governor of Bayelsa State. The February edition of the monthly Distinguished Speaker Series instituted by the Center for Memories Enugu has been held, and the speaker of this month's edition is the founder of Tennis and Genesis Tech Hub, Kingsley Eze. Manchester City has been banned from European competitions for the next 2 seasons for serious financial fair play breaches. That was the news, and thanks for watching. I am Jonah Oje. Have a good morning.